This is a nice little study out of Ontario that used rapid antigen testing during the Omicron wave. We know definitively that rapid antigen tests are less sensitive for the Omicron variant compared to the Delta variant, and that's even more so compared to the wild type. However, combined oral nasal swabs can increase the reliability and the sensitivity of these rapid tests. This is done by initially swabbing both cheeks, the insides of both cheeks, followed by the back of the tongue or throat, and then both nostrils. The authors also note that it's important that a single negative rapid antigen test cannot reliably rule out infection due to the high decrease in sensitivity of the tests, and therefore is not conclusive and should not be used as a green light for abandoning or reducing your precautions. Conversely, if an individual tests positive on the rapid test, these should be considered and managed as a case of COVID-19, and you should immediately isolate and take precautions. And they recommend, if you come into contact and you think you're an asymptomatic individual, to do rapid antigen testing 3 to 5 times per week. The authors did a literature review, and the Delta studies had about an 81% sensitivity, the ability to pick up accurately on the COVID, and this was between 65 and 91%. Then there's the Omicron studies, and the sensitivity dropped dramatically to 37.1% on average. This is between 23 and 53% accuracy, or I should say the ability to pick up on the Omicron variant. And as we know, the XBB mutated even further, so I would expect, while I haven't seen studies that have shown this yet, I would expect the sensitivity to decrease even more. One factor that seems to dramatically influence the sensitivity of the test is the test itself. So Flowflex and Wandfo, these seem to be tests with the highest sensitivity for both Delta and Omicron. And additionally, the sensitivity of the rapid antigen test for Omicron variant depends also on the stage of disease progression. So for example, day 0, after a first positive PCR test, assuming this is when symptoms first appear, why the individual went in to get the testing, the first few days after this positive testing, it was about 16.7% sensitive for picking up on the cases, and then this increased to 83% sensitivity by day 3, and was 100% between days 4 and 7. So first PCR positive test didn't pick it up, day 1 didn't pick it up, day 2 started to pick up some of the cases, day 3 picked up more cases, and day 4 to 7 picked up all the cases. And interestingly, for the Delta variant, it had high detection of nasal pharyngeal swab, but swabbing the throat had a lower sensitivity, and the reverse was true for the Omicron, where you did a nasal pharyngeal swab, and this was around 80% sensitivity, and then you had much higher for the oral, which is why they're suggesting combining these. Because nasal alone for Omicron was sitting around 68.4% sensitivity, while throat and nasal swabbing increased to about 82% sensitivity. So for all of us that are taking our rapid antigen testing, if we suspect a COVID infection, I would definitely recommend doing a combined oral and nasal sampling. And again, you do this by swabbing first both the cheeks, the back of the tongue or throat if you can handle the throat, and then both nostrils.